Shiva Shiva Shambho. Shiva 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 Shambho. Shiva 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 Shambho. Shiva 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 Shambho. Shiva Shambho. Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Shiva 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 Shambho, Shiva 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 Shambho.
Oneness. Asumdian kayin nara. Assalamu alaikum. Namaskar. Namaskar. Openness in Faith and Time Mission, 22nd November 2020. Teachings for the day. And that topic, Matubi said, spirituality, not religion. Spirituality, not religion. Home and asuma bravo, sumasa. The baby and the betia see spirituality and not religion. The woman said there is difference between religion and spirituality. Religion, you have some. Religion, you have some our practice that they have to go as we follow. And you kind of dogma. And you will be so much to make us a mesomedy, ye say, mesomedy, ye can say, mesomedy, ye the way, mesomedy, ye the way. What else? That is dogma. But in spirituality, there is no dogma. The one you shall walk and then pray out. And until we are aware too very religious when you have problem with religion. If you say, or no, and I'm saying we're spiritualists, we're developing, what did he say? I'm so new, be a back. But now, Rebecca Chen say, well, you're Christian, there is only in the near fine. Now, Rebecca Chen say, well, you're Buddhist, and it's only Christian, you're fine. Rebecca Chen say, well, you're Christian, and it's only Muslim, you're fine, or vice versa. That is religion, it is dogmatism. To be a spiritual piano or practice spirituality piano, when you have problem with religion, the pattern they make and imagine what happens. When you have problem with religion, because religion, yet the say, yet the say, yet the educated, yet the educated, not going to Timu. Lemon Abraba Pan say, you hear the source of our life and the source of our being. So we're from dogmatism. Maybe a dogma, baby, there's a problem. Say, sir. So, one clear example. Apart from Christianity and Islam, most religions don't talk about the creation of Adam and Eve. Apart from Christianity and Islam, most religions don't talk about Satan. There's no word Satan in Hinduism and Buddhism and Shintoism and Hare Krishna. So, what the difference? No, I ain't sure two or two for young couple back. So why is this one talking about Satan? Why is this one not talking about Satan? Ebio, heaven and hell has been a punishment or glory for Nipa Brabon. It's in Islam and Christianity. It is not in Hinduism, it is not in Buddhism, it is not in Jainism, it is not in Shintoism. Say our whole prayer is different from Islam and Christianity. That is what religion does. It creates barriers. In the end, I'm saying, what could be a more big deal? But I'm saying, sorry, and suma one engine to Muntino. Untuminka. Untumin some practice. You can never practice something which you think is good, but it's not practiced in your religion. You can't. There's no way. So, Islam, say or recite rosary. There's no way. So be Catholic. So restarted that is bad. And I'm a boy. There is no way. No more. I did one to say. When there's a statue of Shiva, the Hindu will say prayers as a Hindu way. When there's a statue of Saint Mary, Catholic no obey empire so as a Catholic no. They will swap the statues. Now for Shiva, they will see Roman Sunday ofi. Now for Mary, they will see Hindu temple one year the ofi. Will be one believe. You see the problem here. The religion here no one will be aware spiritualists. The one who is practicing more spirituality. He sees the statue of Shiva, she sees the statue of Saint Mary, no problem, because they all come from the divine source. The best one men and you soon all share from one can say way Roman way Hindu there. I don't remember I'm on top of back at a Bidiaba, a Buayra, Kedwa Yellow, as a way Hindu, Kedwa Yellow, as a Kraboni. Maybe Sophocles said, "You can't be this, or young who said, you are also from shelter there. Wouldn't come upon a combo. Now, we said that we are correct. Then you'll be praying with them. Now, you see somebody dressing as a Muslim, what's all the sacred Muslim? Purely hypocrisy, dogmatism, and that topic. You tell me, because what you are saying here, you don't have any problem with anybody. Your only problem would be some me once, and yet you're so big. They be down. I can debate in the say, Quani a back, and England who can debate in the Roman fire almost married. Hindu never can be. You see, Hindu never swear Shiva statue. Others swear Shiva statue. Hey, you see Shiva statue and bypass. You're not a good Hindu. You're not a good Hindu. Yeah, you cannot bypass Shiva statue. Then one day, the same Hindu will say, will be also married, he has a problem. But one. Sanipanushi a good Hindu. Now we are spiritualist in the right sense of the word. The person will start to see Shakti in Saint Mary. The essence of Shaktism. Saying Yankupon, Nefa Ayaba, Ayahuma Bromanipan, and Eno Mary representing, and a Queen of Sheba representing, and a Rebecca representing, and a Hawa representing, and a Shimata representing. The same pan was spiritualist who some manner. Who Roma, who Hindu, who Buddhist, who Shi. He only sees the representation of God. And he has started today's, if we Bhagavad Gita, the scripture of the Hindus, chapter 18, verse 61. The topic is spirituality, not religion. Bhagavad Gita 1861.
Gita 1861. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's hearts, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. The relationship between the absolute and man is like a machine being controlled by a power source.
Yes.
The machine is not without.
It's
nothing without the power source. All humans should have the knowledge that is the absolute, which is in control, which is in charge of their existence. This is what I call the unseen hands guarding us. The unseen hands demand our constant mental link to it, so we remain under its guidance.
When we are delivery, this is self-explanatory. So we did it say. Bhagavad Gita 1861, simple. Was it the Supreme Lord is situated in everybody's heart, and it is directing our up and down. The said here, the military machines and machines in the air, they come. Nipa any oba the friend Yankupon, the absolute, the supreme power. It is a young affidia the military, and as a affidia power source the American. Channel is being controlled by the power source. When the power source is cut, there is no machine. Never some bring up link no one the machine be every channel. The said, the absolute source. your link to be a boa. Na silent can ma etimi edi e ho wonde wo. So a person link ni yakese was saying we should have the knowledge that the absolute is in charge of our existence. Na sabia when you find the unseen hands na match them, you don't have control. So the unseen hands in the bay adwuma wo ho a. Said the machine in the power source no link. Or so the only source in our link. Then the machine can work and you are the machine. The patriarch has said. The unseen hand demand our constant mental link up to it. So we remain under its guidance. They be a what you will have a link with that supreme source. That's all. Then a better say machine a channel. Patriarch.
Gita 1862. Oh, son of Barata.
Son of Barasa.
Oh, son of Barata. Surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. 63. Thus, I have explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do.
Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. As some can say no. Now in class here no. And it's in verse 18 go of Gita.
18.
I think it's verse 62 of verse 62 of Gita 18. Sorry.
Okay. Verse 63 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 62 of Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 talks about the need to mental link with the absolute.
Yeah. Go.
And this is through total surrender. This is what the yogis call bhakti yoga of devotion. Devotion is the constant awareness that one is always under the guidance of a being.
Sorry, verse 62 and 62 say benya total link up with the supreme source. And also it is through surrender. To surrender means then you have your devotion. That is what we call bhakti yoga in Sanskrit. The yoga of devotion, the yoga of total surrendering to Almighty God. Now, you can say devotion. Now, devotion is the constant awareness that one is always under the guidance of a being. Devotion, who did you, who knows you, who was real, no one man. You always know that there's somebody, there's a being with you. Elephant devotion. Yes, and devotion is the constant awareness that one is always under the guidance of a being in every sphere. That is the essence of devotion. Man, devotion said, when you come to the place of worship or when I practicing devotion, and you know, pray, wherever you are, whatever you do, when you have the mental makeup, say there's a being with me, that I have a link with a supreme being. That is what we call devotion, and that is where bhakti yoga or yoga of devotion come in. Let's say why Ama Onyankopon, and I said the supreme source of everything. Now this is explained in verse 63 to be very confidential knowledge. But what was it?
With this type of awareness, one can do what he wants to do, because every activity is consciously done with the knowledge that the unseen hands guard and guides us.
Sadia waya Krishna Arjuna. I'm saying confidential knowledge. Some me say, and one say, just have the belief and try to understand. Say, you are always under the guidance of a supreme being. Then you try to maintain the link. Now the secret is how to be able to maintain the link. But what is? I'm not saying now. You can decide to do whatever you wish to do. Go and do. Once you understand that there is a being that you have a link up with. But what I say? What it then means is it means that you be conscious of your actions because the being will always be around you. Meaning somewhat you see. Or say, with this type of awareness, one can do what he wants to do because every activity is consciously done with the knowledge that the unseen hands guide and guide us. Can are you following what I'm saying? The way you be and said the unseen hand is with you. That is the reason why I'm telling you, if you're a very good spiritual aspirant, it will be difficult. Somebody should be any iron money, every day. It will be very difficult. Some and some more to think of us will be bopo, will be yes, will be no social media, no deal, be at them. Oh no, they are just below the belt. It will be difficult to look straight in the person. Now I could just smart and so. No, because once you have that name, on see hand the component the MRI. Where you are free. I'm in dinner. Obi we are your shahani ha, so be as Bunan wide and water. Because we say who now why they watch. Now, Washahani ha or Shini Pameboa, the greatest being. I said Shahani has said be any day ever you will. Once now back, so do you think, say, you can be committing so many mistakes? No. So I say, well, this is a confidential knowledge. Confidential knowledge is something to him say, they are trying to have a link with the supreme being. That's all. Then do whatever you want to do. The better I say. And yet easy boy. How many times you didn't fit that link on moment time? Now what internet secret and confidential? Oh dear head. How many times? And you didn't fit. How many times? Listen, I'm paying more because say and any moment of your life you feel say become an empire, son. Because okay, to 10 hours, and you also become no zero. Anything you do, anywhere you pass, some when you start understanding and feeling that there's something with you on our bonfire. And how long can we keep this thought? So we have a link with the supreme being. Or on the money else, it must say confidential knowledge. Because we are the catcher one is yeah, you say, yeah, say, yeah, you say, yeah, practice say, no, I can't you. After practice now, you are not seeing anything. If you say one link in a day and moving. So this is the most confidential knowledge. I am telling you. Seek the link. We hear our own or what the supreme being. When you link in here, then everything you do it under awareness and guidance. And believe I want to show the boy. Then do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. And you man, imagine 63 no. Was it that I have explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge? Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Think about this fully and do what you wish to do. And then what you know say yeah, have a link with the supreme being now. We are physical will be here. Do what you wish to do if you can do. Your person channel but your mark your person channel. After deliberating on it, we are going to put in panatum. We are going to cast something about them. Do what you wish to do. There are certain things we cannot do. There are certain things we can do. Now go for my maintaining this link. How the demo 64.
Verse 64. Because you are my very dear friend.
Because you are my very dear friend.
I am speaking to you the most confidential part of knowledge.
What's that?
Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit.
But your one, it is Christian religion. Okay, and plus, no me and now, they were cousins. Was in the car somewhere actually, it is for your own benefit. Go on.
65, verse 65. Always think of me and become my devotee.
Thank you.
Worship me and offer your homage unto me.
Good.
Thus, you will come to me without faith. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend.
Because you are my dear friend, I'm speaking to you the most confidential part of knowledge. Hear this for me, for this is for your benefit. Always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. a teacher and a student. As teacher and a student in Assembly. Now, so we have this guidance, I know they say be able to the absolute being now. It is only one of the question man. The so-called worship is only for him in everything that you do. One chance of being a place of worship answer. Who see more, who hear you, everything you do, you are worshiping him. You are paying homage to him. Because who himself one and our link that. You don't need a church or a temple and sound. But I'm going to say at the same machine and a can one of the power source a control. If you believe in this and you practice and pay homage to me, you come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Teacher and a catch student listen. What did you make? You will not fail because you are my dear friend. Yes, you can say more Bible. No fresh you have one to say. What's it say? Miniano. And I know. Yes, Miniano. Madame Miniano. That is the essence of the relationship between the master and the student. I don't want it. Matter let's continue.
Verse 64. Verse 64 talks about the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna.
Yes, friendship and for yet here meeting at his friendship. It is because the Pananya Wadam you cannot teach. Machamutia said, if you don't see the person as your friend, and you know, then they are the student and teacher. But then the leader or the teacher or the guru knows that these students are my friends. What they are doing 3 months. Say that when you are the department or down from why they or the Bama, and who says so or strike to a chew, or who said a down from no, they are not the amount. Let's go.
The teacher always sees his student as his friend, and it behoves.
And it behoves the student.
And it behoves the student to listen and practice all the master teaches with devotion. Verse 65.
I am a student master and teacher relationship. It behoves the student to put everything into practice with devotion. The danger is, say, teacher and my parents we are down one. Then people take it for granted. But what I say, you go to me beside a question at any time. You didn't hear what we found with me at any time. Why you also make a before? Why have you taken it for granted? If you ever can be you practice it as if it's not with you. I saw starting more practice said the only one thing. You practice with devotion. Because no, I'm not going to say a friendship. So I'm not going to say, what I say next week. Next week, but the moment you call as a camp, the moment you text, this is your answer, you take it for granted. Sir, it's not simple. So, make it behove. It is a must, it's incumbent upon the student. So, whatever the teacher teaches, practice it. Because you are not say it is like a student-master relationship. Or how many people will take advantage of, or make mistakes, you know, then they just squander their chances. If somebody was link away, now I channel home. I feel one up a crime so as I relate it back to you. Now I am a day when nim some man student master teacher relationship like they were saying so many. Mamo and yes I'm mistaken. Come on. Let's go on.
Verse 65 explain how this is done. The student should always think about this unseen hand and pay homage to it always. By doing this, the student will ultimately be immersed in it.
Then think about this unseen hands. Who did you? Who got you? Who got down? It is so simple. Juma, yet. Think about it. You become immersed in the unseen hands. And you become one with it. That is why you will not see religion again. Because if you see a Hindu, you are one with him. If you see a Christian, you are one with him. If you see a Muslim, you are one with him. If you see a Buddhist, you are one with him. You immerse. Because when you answer, I'm not going see hands in the bois. Now you are one with the unseen hands, so you don't see division again. Any spiritual aspirant who continue to see divisions in religion when young discover. You can want it down. Any spiritual aspirant who continue to see divisions in other religions has not yet achieved self-realization. Because self-realization is beyond divisions in religion. Me, I don't see any divisions in religion. I don't, and I will never. I am far above that. Christians fighting Muslims, Hindus and Muslims fighting. Now, Christians and Christians, Muslims and Muslims. By me, then I mean different sects in Islam fighting, different sects in Christianity fighting. The same Jesus, the same Muhammad, they fight. The same Bible, the same Quran, they fight. Something is wrong. Dogmatism not make any new. But if you are a spiritual aspirant like me, you will never have problems with any religion. Because at the end of the day, I dare be able to say you are trying to be over you know, try. No train or pop. The revelation number so bad. Now, you should also try as much as possible, say. And I'm so about to send him many minutes. And come back to what you hear, Marco. Now, who link? When you're linking out, that is you. Because you try thousands of years before Jesus came, like the Gita, more than 2,000 years. Now, when the Bible or the Torah was written, 600 years after Prophet Muhammad, how do you compare books with these white ages? Now, also here, yes, you come book 2,000 years. Until the Gita, and here there's about 5,000, 6,000 years difference. Then you sit and condemn. You sit and say it is not good or it is good. It is up to you. Say why I won't. I'm here. We even 60 years. Our book now 3,000 years. Over two book action. Now, mom, some for books in the why do you fight with books which are much older than you? You're much very older than you. The mechanic say, one may not more than would be a champion. You're so much opinion. Wouldn't never be a shot simple. Then you are fighting with them. Some can woman in one person you try, and I wouldn't put the try there. You can use them to fight in quotes. One but two will be a one and number two, one another number two. No, because we are talking about over 1,000, 2,000 years. Now, these two scriptures before, you are not a spiritualist. You are dogmatic, very dogmatic. Yes, sir, you will not develop. Now, this is the main point coming. Gita 1866.
Gita 1866.
Yes.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
Mommy can't wait. This is the bottom line of today's topic. What we are not saying, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. As someone near my neighbor in abandon them. Now they jump in the mommy. Yes, I'm okay. Now men were free. Nema Enyam, Mensu. Abandon all varieties of religion. This is what Krishna told Arjuna. But some of them are Hindus and had a Krishna consciousness, they believe in Krishna. And Jamudi Krishna, are they also following religion? Yes, they are. But Krishna is saying abandon religion. Don't yes. Empty. If somebody is a Hindu or a Krishna movement member, now believe in Krishna, now condemn other religions, or Krishna say, abandon all other forms of religion. The person is not a good Hindu or a good Christian. Because you are just mood in the best. But he was saying, abandon all religions, all varieties of religions, and just surrender to me. Any good guru, any good swami, any good teacher, abandon the message. But the woman said, or the otter, or a dear be or deba, not our to do. Now, 2 hours to do, Maria, and your religion. Satya Sababa, Sri Anandamuti, Sant Rajendra Sri Maharaj, Sri Mataji, Paramansa Yogananda, Sadguru, Gurudev. When you are moved in the Dimutias, and so many spiritual leaders, but and your religion, sir, and your teachings, but Say be obedient to the better teachings na but the religion. I don't think na paramaso e gana say self-realization fellowship, SRF. You see how he has mentioned it? Because in self-realization fellowship, they practice Christianity and Kriya Yoga together. Yes, what is SRF? Paramaso Gananda, Christianity and Kriya Yoga together. The first Sababa, Shirdi Sababa, was practicing Islam and Christianity together. But I'm what you say. If you say they are all about religion, but they can also what to do at the man all channel. That means say he has founded religion. So apart from none of them has said I have found religion. But the ocean and the opposite channel is so to. So they say everybody should come. They say masters and gurus and teachers. Obia baby. Everybody ain't proper members. Who betiana ko ben. No betiana ko. If you want to bomb so, on their active members say they are no much near the abwa. No more share YouTuber. The people moving in an omia betia the bomb betia some. No more. Because the panic episode careful say, I'm going the religion. Because the master say, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to him.
Verse 66 also gives the summary of how oneness with the Absolute is achieved.
Yes.
We must know that the Absolute is a spirit entity and it's above religious dogma.
Your kind what you say. Or two for your is above religious dogma. Go on.
All religions are attempts to discover the Absolute, but it's an open secret that religions tend to disagree on so many things regarding the Absolute.
All religions are just attempts to discover the truth. Now, Mom will say so many times religions tend to disagree on so many things about the same God. Yes, sir. Let's go on.
Luke 4:26, the Bible says, God is a spirit, and so we must worship him in spirit and in truth. Here, no religion was mentioned. Thank you very much. Luke 4:24, God is a spirit, and so we must worship in spirit and in truth. And God has a religion, so worship through the religion. You see, here, no religion was mentioned. Thus, Peter 18:66 tells us to abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to the Absolute, and we shall be delivered from all sinful reactions. So we shouldn't fear.
Yes, and in John 4:24, God is a spirit. We should worship in spirit and in truth. One can say God has a religion. Worship in that religion. No. One can say someone actually. He is talking about being spiritual. When we are spiritual, like I said, because God is a spirit, then we discover the spiritual aspect of God. And on all saying, it's not about religion. But you're interested.
Abandoning all varieties of religion doesn't mean we should shun all religions.
Yes.
In fact, it actually means we try to use religion to discover the true spiritual aspect.
Yes, and who abandoning all religion does not mean they don't listen to any religion. No. It actually means let's use religions to discover the spiritual aspect of life. So that religion will not rather impede you. You have to know why religion is what you say. And so we didn't assume what you say. So use religion to discover something very spiritual, which is the spiritual aspect of myself. With the religion, any side development now, and then you have risen above religion or dogma.
The one who sees the deeper part of religion, as to discover this spiritual self is actually above religious dogma, and such a person is a true devotee. The devotion is towards only the Absolute and not religion.
I hope somebody talk with us. You are just hope.
A careful study of all the religions shows that there is something we should look for, and it is simply knowing our spiritual aspects. We are spiritual beings in physical modes. and we have to come out of the physical to still realize our spiritual selves.
Good. The one who sees the deeper parts of religion has to discover their spiritual self is actually above religious dogma. Obi asumi e won bi okuso hu no kure wom so de be hu no hono. Sani pani is about religious dogma. And a friend to devotee. It is absolute that you are looking for and not religion. Was a careful study of all the religions show that there is something we should look for, and it's simply knowing our spiritual self. The religions in a person which I say, what did you say? This some Allah, some Hindu, some Christian. The only person who should be in the boy. The only person who should be that is your part. Assam. Now, the young one is like, when somebody leaves this world, the story at the other end is not readily available because it's a mystery. That is the reason why there's confusion. When the Hindu dies and the Muslim dies and the Christian dies and the Buddhist dies, Master, the things they see is different from what they know on this earth. A different ball game altogether. Because it's the same life breath. And every Hindu, every Buddhist, every Christian, every Muslim, so when the same life breath, which came from the same source, every Nippon it sees itself as a spirit being. There's no religion tagged to the source of that power. Now, so a careful study of all the religions will show that there is something we are looking for, and that is known as spiritual aspects. Lastly, we are spiritual beings in physical modes, and we have to come out of the physical to still realize our spiritual selves. I say, yeah, we are spirit beings, and now, yeah, we are physical mode. Okay, we are spirit beings in this physical mode, and then what science say, yeah, you see this physical being to still see our spiritual self. And you're born, huh? You're born. Say, we can say, we are Santini. Anna, you do our to the Bumba for 10 million. Yes, still, so big assassin. Is it possible? Who said it? But you can say, Obesia to the Obesia Fuko. Pong said, Upo, the Bumba, never be wrong because I'm a dog. So the spirit self and the true self is in this body, and they are saying, use this physical thing to realize Sabi. And this is not religion. This is not religion. This is not religion. Most reggae musicians have seen this without going to church. Yeah, listen to their records. Because that realization doesn't have anything to do with church or temple or mosque. The entire back church, temple, or mosque and say, "Nimso, what dear?" And somebody dear, but what am I going to say? That is it. But see, Buddha saw this without temple or church. See, Muhammad saw this without temple or mosque. Cave, Munkai. Yes. So why? And when he is sitting here, a boy as a wounding Sahara baby, you bet there about self-realization for you to know yourself. Now, I could say so many years, you are not saying anything about self-realization. You don't even know yourself. You are wasting your time. What do you go country? Go and your shoe. Go free. Go and see yourself. Go and discover yourself. And until you're born. Now, I am so simple, say, understand it. And you are one with it. You are like a machine. So have the link with it. As some back or back chong, as some two problem no say yes a basic because you have a link with it. But still they can mostly than our mental attitude. A break it completely. For adding to our TV. Now you refuse completely. So you have a link with your higher self. So yes, sir. Yes, and you are dead. Now I say, "Would you are sleeping and over?" In fact, you be a spiritual coma. A whole day be careful. A whole day, morning to evening, you don't have any simple consciousness. I'm always under the guidance of a demon. I don't know. Oh, sometimes one can take 6 months and so now I the Ababa. One will use it true. But I don't say air forces of realization. Only once you breathe in, where from the source of that breath. I don't know. Simple. Number one, Saturday, they are doing the SAT. We have some of you. Some of you. Ha, what is sanity? Sanity, you fear. Sanity, awareness. Devotion is having that constant awareness that the unseen hand is always with me. This is your religion. When I'm a person, you pay me not yes. No religion can give you self-realization, but all religions can give you self-realization at the same time. What is the meaning? Because religion is funny man 3 years. Religion is the number 2 years. Anybody can have self-realization in his own religion. While Brakura all hear the mystic side of religion. What do I mean by that? The side of religion is actually about pure spirituality. Not such physical or more. All realization. You can make realization as a Catholic, you can have realization. You can have realization as a Hindu, as a Muslim, as a Christian, as a Buddhist, as a Pan-American. You can have realization as we be able to do our own generation. That is it. But I'm what you say. But two for Yankopon Moy. Now, yet is asking this. Or say, I am revealing this to you as the most confidential what? Knowledge. Because you are my friend. Because you are my friend. Now I say, you are my children. The John said, me man kuma. Yes, I say, the my million prepo. My million prepo. Because you are my friend. So it behoves, said the Bishop Sheni. Something we are seeing here. This is the next step. Finally, a Juma we you can have self-realization in a Juma. This is a and that's even the most beautiful. Any job you do, you can have self-realization in the job. Because any encounter we have with somebody, you see that encounter as having an encounter, being in link with the absolute. Asa. Means what you say. A job be a link with the it is a link with from a supreme source. You can have self-realization. Some of positive vibrations are no abstraction, also abstraction. No, I release energy, more release energy. Down where pajama, we don't even know. But often, so a normal being one banner, so the channels, so the Jinisico, so the Twan in a mano, or by this Canada, and so the Junior should feel. What you say? But because so often, so be able when India you will be, in fact, and yes, will be your visa, or be from the source of Lincoln African into a boy from one and Lincoln. And the idea by the close of the day, only part 4 and you have had 4 souls that will help you link up with the Creator. So you can even have self-realization in the job that you do. Yani amana yes, I will put to bomb power home quarters and my spiritual. Now, me back my spiritual. The call mosque, my spiritual. The call Jagri to my spiritual. The call Hindu, the call temple man. No. Everywhere you should be spiritual. So for your couple of more. Now you're meant to say, I am revealing this most confidential knowledge to you because you are my friends. Amen.